with me. The Sixers are truly the master at tanking. There's only 7 games left in the NBA season, y'all. And the Sixers are doing a great job. They're doing a great job when it comes to tanking because it's levels to the game. People act like the Sixers ain't an expert at this, man. We went through the process. We actually tanked on purpose for numerous years, and I think we might end up. Sorry about the win, y'all. I think we might end up having a worse record than the Pelicans. If the Pelicans win a couple more games and we just lose out, which I think we will, we play against the Knicks at 7:30 Eastern time. I might be live for the take-a-thon party because we got to keep losing. And we can improve our overall record to 23 and 53. Did y'all hear what I had? Did y'all just hear what I just said? We can improve our record, you know what I'm saying, to 23 and 53. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Sorry about the win, y'all. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're a Sixer fan or a Phillies fan. It's definitely going down over here, man. It's definitely going down. Listen, y'all. I'm excited. Not because the Sixers were just simply just awful the whole entire season. I'm excited because even though the season was terrible, even though the season was a disgrace, it was shout out to TY in the building. Hit that like button. Shout out to TY in the building. You know what I mean? Hopefully having a good day. But even though the season was absolutely terrible, I can't even describe how bad the Sixers season was or is. Even though all the negativity around Paul George, Joel Embiid, and just the Sixers franchise in general, we have a chance to keep our pick if we happen to have the luck of the draw. And the luck of the draw is us having a top 6 pick, and we could draft potentially Cooper Flagg, potentially Ace Bailey. We have a chance, y'all. Best player available is where I'm leaning towards in the 2025 NBA draft. And yes, I'm smiling because of the facts, man. We have a chance to draft a potential superstar in Cooper Flagg, a potential superstar in what's the center's name from Duke? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The center from Duke. We have a chance to draft an Ace Bailey. The Sixers have a chance to draft one of these potential all-stars. Not saying they're going to be an all-star, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Milan. Shout out to you. Ice and Band. Shout out to Tony. I am super shy. Wait, what's going on? I'm skipping class just to watch. Y'all, shout out to you. Everybody in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to my first 400 subscribers. We cover the Sixers and the Phillies on this channel. And I'm talking about the Sixers right now. I'm talking about how bad the Sixers are. And even though the Sixers are so bad, they have a potential of drafting a Cooper Flagg if we keep losing. There's 7 games left in the NBA season. There's only 7 games left, and we have to embrace 7 more games. Just 7 more games, and we don't have to worry about it no more. All we got to worry about is the percentage being high enough for us to stay in that top 6, so we can keep our 6th protected pick in the 2025 NBA draft. But y'all hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure y'all hit that like button. I got 10 people in the building and only 1 like. Show a brother some love if you can. Show a brother some love if you can. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, man. Truly appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the support on my YouTube journey. Everybody that's been rocking with me and vibing with me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. The Sixers only have literally 7 games left. I might be live, and if I go live, it's going to be a take-a-thon party. I'm going to go live, and we're going to talk about all the chances of, like, the potential plays that could be on the Sixers, man. We're going to talk about it, because I ain't going to lie, y'all. as the season comes to an end, the more excited I get. And my boy T.Y. said, why am I so excited? I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited. I'm excited because of the facts, bro. I don't got to watch what I've been witnessing this whole dang season. That's for one. Even though I love the Sixers, I'm tired of watching this team look like this. We got G League players. I don't even know half of the players' names, it seems like. We started off this season so dang on bad, but even though we went through all this, we have a potential of drafting a Cooper Flag, y'all. We have a potential because the Sixers are professional tankers. Calling on the I love the Sixers. They're my favorite team. I love the Sixers too, man. But at the same time, shout out to Play by Play with JJ in the building. Let's go. Shout out to my guy in the building. Yeah, man. I just feel some type of way as I'm taking this nature walk, as I'm enjoying the weather, as I'm thinking about the potential possibilities of the Sixers drafting a potential all-star in the 2025 NBA draft. I'm just thinking of a master plan, and the master plan is the Sixers being in the playoffs next season. I did not stutter. The Sixers will be in the playoffs next season because if we're healthy, and we will be healthy next season, and I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Imagine Jared McCain at the 1, right? He would have been Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt. Imagine not just Jared McCain at the 1, you got Tyrese Maxey at the 2. Potentially Quentin Grimes if we pay him, which we better pay Quentin Grimes at the 3. And then at the 4, you might have an Ace Bailey. Or at the 5, you might have that guy from Duke. What's his name? Look, I forgot the Bulls' name from Duke. The center from Duke. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He could be our center, right? To replace Joel Embiid. Or if we don't go that route, right? You know what I'm saying? Cooper Flag could be on the team. We get lucky enough to get the first overall pick. He might be at the 4. He might be at the 3. I ain't trying to hate. I'm just keeping it real. Quentin Grimes, hey, listen, bro. You might not have to be. You ain't gonna be 3, bro. you might have to come up the bench. I don't know, but we got to figure something out. If we have a chance to draft a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey, I'm drafting one of them first before I draft the center. But if we go the center route, let it be from the dude from Duke. And we need to have like some type of blockbuster trade. Can we trade Joel Embiid? Can we please trade Joel Embiid? Like, nah, we're not keeping him after this year. Why not Embiid? Why not Embiid? What you mean? For the center position? If Joel Embiid is healthy, of course I can have Joel Embiid at the center. The problem is, do you really want to take that chance? You have to try. Look, and I love Joel Embiid. Joel as a player. Joel Embiid is my favorite player since Allen Iverson. I'm not even making that up. I really mean that. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing multiple times in a row and thinking that there's going to be a different result. So if the Sixers organization, well, if they can't get off the contract, you got to keep him. But if they can trade him and the Sixers don't trade him, then they're just not thinking ahead of the game because, unfortunately, Joel Embiid has never been healthy for a whole entire season. Joel Embiid has never played more than 70. How many games did Joel Embiid? I don't think he played more than 70 games in a season, y'all. I don't think he has ever played more than 70 games in a season. Capture the flag. Yeah, capture the flag. I think Embiid is a Hall of Famer. Yes, Joel Embiid is a Hall of Famer, even with all the injuries and all. Like I said, he's the greatest Sixer since the great Allen Iverson. But at the same time, let's keep it real. All right, so you signed him to this extension, right? And if there's a team that thinks that they could get over the top with Joel Embiid, say it's the Warriors, right? I don't know if they have any draft picks. I don't know what they have. But I can see him going to the Warriors in the West with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler trying to get that championship, get one more championship with Green in them. I can see that happening, right? So if Joel Embiid, if you could trade Joel Embiid, if a team wants him, I think you got to do it. I think you have to do it. But the first contract that has to go beyond Joel Embiid is Paul George. Paul George has to go. If we don't trade Paul George's contract, man, We got to trade him. Like, out of every player, even more than Joel Embiid, you have to trade Paul George's contract. Paul George got to go, bro. Because his culture, his mindset is not a winning culture. Yes, his career was amazing. When he was with the Pacers, he was amazing. When he was with the Thunder, he was amazing. You know what I mean? The Clippers, he was amazing. Oh, okay, I'll say he had some moments. But with the Sixers, bro, come on, bro. For a max, even if we get Embiid for a draft pick, I'll take right, I'll do it. That's what I'm saying. If we can get him for draft picks or whatever, we got to do what you have to do just to get out of the contract. But I would love to see Joel Embiid win a championship in Philly. I would have loved it, but I just know and I hate being negative when I talk about Joel Embiid. I hate being negative when I talk about a player of his caliber, because when you talk about Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, there's nobody stopping him. And I'm talking about not just offensively, I'm talking about defensively, right? Let's keep it real. He was in the conversation of being a defensive player of the year a couple of times, right? Especially the MVP year when he won MVP. So it's not just offense. The man controls the game when he's healthy. Top 5 player when healthy. The problem is the when healthy part, right? I don't know what the stats are now, but I'm pretty sure, or I'm pretty close, that he missed more games than he played in his NBA career. He missed more games than he played in his NBA career. And if I'm betting my money on him to stay healthy beyond for that whole contract that he just signed, I think I'm going to win that money. I'm not a betting person. I don't bet. But if somebody was betting a few mil or whatever they got on Joel Embiid finishing that contract healthy with the Sixers, he ain't going to be healthy, bro. He going to miss at least 20, 30 games a year, bro. And I'm just being nice. I'm being nice when I say 20, 30. I'm being optimistic when I say that. Now, when you talk about how many games did Joel Embiid, like, what's the most games that Joel Embiid ever played, bro? Like, for real. That would never happen. Right, bro. Even if, I'll take it. He has played longer than Yao Ming. By the way, a Hall of Famer. He has had a better career than Yao Ming, maybe. Of course, we want Joel to win a chip in Philly. Yes. And I agree with you, Green Apple. And look, I agree with you, bro. I think for me, bro, this is coming from a Sixer fan. Maybe I'm a homer. I'm choosing Joel Embiid over Yao Ming, bro. I know that might sound crazy, but I'm not. I think he's better, bro. Both sides, like, just my opinion. I don't know the stats about Yao Ming and all that, but just saying, bro. I just want the best for the Sixers. And is Joel Embiid the best for the Sixers right now in his career? And he can't be healthy. He's not healthy. If Joel Embiid is healthy, hands down, you got the 5. If we happen to get lucky and draft a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey, we got one of them at the 4 or the 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? Quentin Grimes at the 3, Jared McCain at the 1, and Tyrese Maxey at the 2, and that could vary. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to keep it real, bro. And I know it's a little windy, so sorry about the wind. Make sure if y'all haven't already hit that like button, consider subscribing. Wouldn't call the master at tanking. They sent out their blue. Yeah, they sent out their G League team, bro. Like, for real. They playing a whole bunch of G League players. And sorry about the wind. They playing a bunch of G League players. I don't even know where half of them even came from. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure G League players getting paid. So I ain't hating on them. I don't know how much they contracts are. I don't know if it's above $1 million. I don't know what they getting paid, bro. But I'm happy for the G League players that get opportunities. But, bro, man, I'm not trying to watch that, bro. I love basketball, bro. Basketball is definitely my favorite sport. But at the same time, I'm not trying to watch that, bro. And this is coming from a guy that really was watching the process days, bro. It's hard for me to watch right now, bro. It really is. 67 games is the most he ever played, right? But you could make the argument and say that it's because of max players or players provide it or trying to. Right. Skill-wise, absolutely. Embiid is totally 100 unstoppable when healthy. Yes, Embiid only played 65 games twice in his career. Embiid's a great solo player, but bad team player. I think This is my honest opinion. This is my honest opinion, right? I just feel like Joel Embiid didn't get the players. They messed up in the draft. They messed up in the draft, y'all. When they drafted Ben Simmons, yes, Ben Simmons was very electrifying when it comes to his fast break and dunking and defense. That man had no offensive game whatsoever. That man cannot run a half-court offense. Joel Embiid made this man into an all-star. And I remember people were saying, I'm choosing Ben Simmons over Joel Embiid. This is Ben Simmons' team. So you wasted prime years of Joel Embiid's career with Ben Simmons, and then you messed up and you drafted Markelle Fultz. No disrespect. I think Markelle Fultz probably should have been the first overall pick in college. He was amazing. But you got to think of it like they did not build around Joel Embiid. And then when you talk about you have Jimmy Butler on the team, you let him go, right? You don't sign him to. You didn't give him an extension, but you give Ben Simmons an extension. And you give Tobias Harris an extension. So you paid the wrong people, and you let the people that should have stayed on the team. You know what I mean? Should have gave Jimmy Butler that contract. So they let go some pieces, you know, that they should have kept. And I think Joel Embiid could have at least got to the NBA Finals, bro. I think he could have at least. I'm not saying he would have won, but he could have, though. With Jimmy Butler and Joel, their relationship, if y'all remember, was different, bro. And even Jimmy Butler said, I didn't even know who was in charge. He was like, I didn't even know if I couldn't really say nothing to certain players, which he's talking about Ben Simmons. He's talking about Ben Simmons. You can't say nothing to a guy that thinks he's a Hall of Famer the moment he got on the dang on basketball court. I remember people started comparing Ben Simmons to LeBron James. I remember people when I was in the military, bro, people were saying that, Ben Simmons was going to beat Magic Johnson, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Like, I'm just keeping it real. Shout out to my guy, Big Task in the building. He said, God bless everyone. God bless everyone. They did not ban. Yeah, bro. Word is that the league is ass something this offseason about taking teams. They need to. Excuse me. I think they absolutely need to. Everybody in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button when you come in the building, please, so we can get this live stream out there. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. We cover the Sixers and the Phillies on this channel. I'm taking this nature walk. It's a little windy out here, but I like to try to get the exercise. You know what I mean? I like to get outside and walk. You got to get your steps in, man. You can't be just, you know what I mean? Even when you get done working, you gotta move around, man. You gotta move around. And God bless you too, TY. And you be safe as well. The thing is, the all-time greats make their teammates better, but Embiid has ball and everyone stands around. I think it was different with Jimmy Butler, though. I think it was different with Jimmy Butler. I don't think that team was amazing. That team was amazing. It's so crazy, the narrative. I wonder if the energy would be like this if Joel Embiid was healthy and he was playing at an MVP level. I guarantee you not one person would say that Joel Embiid does not make his team better. I look, and I understand he's hurt. He hasn't played. You know what I mean? But if he was healthy and he was playing, I give you about 95% of the fan base of the Sixer fan base is not going to say Joel Embiid doesn't make the team better. Because I'm going to tell you right now, average players that you put around Joel Embiid when he's balling out, they wide open, bro. They wide open for the three. Because you got to double team Joel Embiid. Or maybe even triple team him. Because he's either going to get fouled or he's going to destroy you. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, like the narrative around Joel Embiid now is the man doesn't make teammates better. The man everybody's so stagnant. Yes, I do agree. The ball movement isn't like the craziest. It's not like the San Antonio Spurs in the late 90s or whatever like that when they had Tim Duncan and all that. But the ball movement, mainly the year when they had Jimmy Butler, I thought was solid, bro. And if it wasn't for the lucky bounces, Leonard shooting that shot and it bounced like 3-4 times on the rim, they would have got, bro, I'm telling you, they would have got to the finals. They would have won the finals that year, bro. That's just my honest opinion. But it's crazy. But, you know, I can't really say nothing about it because we haven't got to the Eastern Conference Finals. We haven't got to the finals. And Joel Embiid is hurt. He's hurt all the time. And everything that y'all saying, I can't really counter it. But all I'm saying is, if he was healthy, would people say the same thing? Because if he was healthy, this wouldn't be happening. We would have made the playoffs. This man never was healthy this whole entire season, bro. He was never healthy. He wasn't even healthy in the Olympics. And that's another thing. If you know you're not healthy in the Olympics, why would you play in the Olympics? You know what I mean? My Sports Vibe. What's going on? Big task. Salute. Let's go. 68, my bad. The 76ers will win tonight. I hope not. I hope not. They taking right now. Yeah, I hope they don't win no more games. They got to lose the rest of the games and improve their overall record they have to improve their overall record to 23-53. If that makes any sense, it does make sense to the people that understand what I mean by improve their overall record. Because if they win, they do not improve their record. They mess up their percentage of getting that guy Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey. You know what I mean? So we have to lose out, bro. You know what I mean? We have to. He said, Embiid and healthy don't belong in the same. You ain't lying, bro. I cannot counter what you're saying right now. I can't say nothing that I can't stick up for. Like, usually I'd be like, oh man, y'all tripping about Joel, but I literally can't say nothing about Joel Embiid being healthy because I gotta look at the stats. I gotta look up how many games he played and look at how many games he didn't play. You know what I mean? But I know he's close to. If he doesn't, I don't know how. Look, I'm pretty sure the games that he played compared to the games he didn't play, I'm pretty sure the games he didn't play, it was more. It was more games he didn't play than he played. That's just how I honestly feel. And if it's probably like 10 games short, if not. If it's not the case, it's probably like 10 games short. Because at the end of the day, it seems like Joel Embiid, how many games he played this year? Like 13, 12 games? I think he played like 12 games this season. It's just like every single year, this man misses so many games. And I think they put up the stats with Zion too. Not trying to talk about the Pelicans, but the same thing with Zion. I think Zion probably missed more games than he played as well. And if not, it's probably 10 games short. It's close at least. But it's just embarrassing that, not embarrassing, because I mean, it just sucks because, injuries happen. But what is it about somebody that always gets hurt every year? You know what I mean? And then when you think about Joel Embiid, when you drafted Joel Embiid, he was already hurt. You drafted a player that already had back issues, bro. And the only reason why he dropped to the 3rd overall pick, was it 2014? The only reason why he dropped was because of injury. You would have picked Joel Embiid 1st overall if it wasn't for the injuries. So we got, I guess, lucky to draft him 3rd overall. But it's just like he was hurt. And then on top of that, it's just like it took him a while to even get on the court. And then when he finally did get on the court, he was always hurt. He was always hurt. And that's the unfortunate truth, bro. They will next year. The process, aka the failure, the process was started because they couldn't get past 2nd round. And now 10 plus years later, they still can't. And that's why it was a whole, and you're 100% right. It was beyond a failure. We got to come up with another word than failure, bro. It was beyond a failure because when you put the Sixer fan base through all that losing, you build a losing culture. That's why I don't believe in tanking all like that. After this year, listen, I don't care how bad the Sixers get over the next few years or whatever. Look, I don't care. I'm cheering for them to win every game. I can't, as a Sixer fan, as a diehard Sixer fan, how many more years are we going to have to go through this stuff, man? We actually cheering for a team to get another high pick. It's like, come on. Like, how many more years are we going to deal with this? We ain't win in 40 years. The Sixers ain't win a championship in 40 plus years, bro. The Sixers been losing for 40 plus years, bro. So, if that's the case, why are we still in this situation? Because of developing, because of coach. Developing, and coaching. And the mindset of the players that you draft. And, of course, injuries. Because I feel like that Ben Simmons, I forgot who was in that draft, right? Ben Simmons, who was in that draft? I wanted Brandon Ingram, even though Brandon Ingram, he's injury prone as well. So I know there had to be someone else that was in that draft that was better than Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons. But we went Ben Simmons. We went the Ben Simmons route. And did that work out? Heck no, bro. It was good for a couple of years. Guy was, you know what I mean, highlight dunks and all that, and people put him on this pedestal. Yeah, he's that guy. Skip Bayless hyping him up, saying that this is his team. This is not Joel Embiid's. You know what I mean? People trying to hype him up like he's that dude. I'm just like, man. And then they try to say that when we played against the Hawks and we lost to the Hawks in the playoffs, they was like, oh, he shut down Trae Young. First, how did you shut down Trae Young when the man's still averaging 30 plus a game? He averaged 30 plus a game. You know what I mean? So how are you shutting somebody down? You know what I mean? So, Zion balling, but he ain't balling enough because they team Pelicans are freaking trash. We think the Sixers are trash. That team is trash, bro. Pelicans are trash. So Zion needs a new scenery. Zion needs to get traded. Just like Joel Embiid needs to get traded, bro. And I like Joel Embiid. They both got to get traded. He missed more than he played. That's what I'm saying, bro. So, both of them. I'm pretty sure both of them. But I know Joel Embiid, after this season, because he only played like 13 games this season, I know it's close, or probably not close anymore. He probably missed 50 more games in his whole career than he played. That's probably what it is right now. It's that bad for Joel Embiid. And it sucks because he's such a great player when he's playing, bro. That's what sucks about it, bro. Your Sixers are bad. I'm not changing hometown team. Oh, yeah, I'm always going to be a diehard Sixer fan. I'm never going to switch up. But the one thing your boy's going to do, Mike Sports Vibes Ballers, I'm going to keep it real, man. I'm not going to just be a fan and just not keep it real. It goes for any of my teams. You know what I mean? Sixers, the Phillies. If the Phillies ain't doing what they need to do, I'm going to talk about it, man. And I'm going to keep it real. You know, I can't just be like one of those fans that just be like everything that the Sixers do, they can do no wrong. Even if they're doing bad things and they suck and they have a losing record and they're not showing heart, I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah, the Sixers, yeah, they're still good. Nah, I'm calling them. How I see it is what I'm going to say, bro. I'm not going to just be one of these fans that's just delusional. No matter what the Sixers do, they can walk on water type deal. No. The Sixers, or the franchise, the organization, from the ownership down, something has to give, bro. Daryl Morey, Nick Nurse, and it sucks that I'm cheering for the team to lose, but that's the only benefit right now. But after this, I'm not cheering for the Sixers to lose ever again, bro. It is what it is at this point. It could be worse. We could be the Wizards. Oh my gosh, 67, I think. It was Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons shut down Trae. Yeah, man. People were like, I think Skip Bayless said something like, he was shutting down Trae Young. I'm like, how? The man averaged 30-something points a game. That's not shutting somebody down. Ben Simmons and B played 457 and missed 400. All right, so like I said, it's close, bro. It's close. That's the problem, bro. And look, Green Apple. Like I said to you, I said that like a lot of people. Y'all know, if y'all know, y'all know. Joel Embiid is my favorite player since Allen Iverson. At one point, I had Joel Embiid as my favorite player in Philadelphia 76er history. I don't go as far back as Julius Erving. I don't go as far back as Charles Barkley. I'm not saying that those dudes ain't better than and greater than Joel Embiid, but my guy that I'm a big fan of, that I supported, was Joel Embiid, because I liked the whole story. Joel Embiid didn't play basketball his whole life, bro. He was a late bloomer learning the game. He came to the United States, did his thing, went to college, dominated. You know what I mean? The problem is he just gets hurt a lot. And then I just like his story, man. He's just coming from Cameroon, becoming a multi-millionaire, becoming one of the greatest Sixers players of all time, scoring over 10,000 points in his career, and he missed like 400 games. Imagine if he played those other 400 games that he missed, bro. He got 10,000 points in 450 games, you said. Imagine if Joel Embiid played 800 games, because that's like 850 games, right? So imagine if he played all those games. Or shoot, just say 700 of the games, right? You don't think he would have over 20,000 points in his career by now? We talking about buckets, Joel Embiid. It sucks, bro. Because I gotta call it like I see it, bro. Joel Embiid, great player. It's gonna really suck to see him on another team. But sometimes you gotta go to another team to shine. When you talk about James Harden, when he left the Thunder and went to the Rockets, what happened to James Harden's career? James Harden became James Harden. You feel me? We seen the potential of him being the sixth man, the potential of when he was with Durant and Westbrook, and but he wasn't going to shine like he could have. Same with Jalen Brunson. When Jalen Brunson left the New York Knicks, not the New York Knicks, when he left the Mavericks, right? Luka was the guy. Luka was everything, right? As he should be. But Jalen Brunson was that dude, but he didn't get to shine because of Luka, and he didn't have as much opportunity offensively because Luka had that ball. Because Luka's that guy, right? Then he goes to the Knicks. Now look at Jalen Brunson right now. So it's just like my whole thing is like Zion has to go to another team. Joel Embiid has to go to another team. What's another player that has? And Zion's not even in the same conversation of greatness of Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's going to end up being in the Hall of Fame. I think he might be. Regardless of him not getting the finals or he's just a great player, man. Offensively, just amazing. Defensively, amazing. Zion has nowhere close to 10,000 points in his career. I don't think so, at least. Joel Embiid. They don't get top four. Hold on. Back to the Sixers. Listen to this bench. Grimes, Edwards, Oubre. Right. That's what I'm saying, bro. If they don't, listen, we're gonna be all right next year, man. We making the playoffs next year. If they don't get a top 4 pick, they need to trade down because they need someone who can rebound and defend. They need to treat this draft like Embiid is out the next season. You know what? I wouldn't trade down because if you're the 5th or 6th seed, you don't want to take a chance and lose out on the dude from Duke. And what's the other center? The other center everybody talking about. You just got to pick the best available. I wouldn't take no chances. You know what I mean? Joel in play. Yeah, bro. Kind of sad he has so many leg problems from someone who grew up playing soccer. Yeah, man. 7'2", man. Do you know any soccer players that are 7'2"? You know what I mean? But it's just the luck of the draw, man. Them freak injuries. He has a big body. He will get hurt a lot. Yeah, Cade needs to. Yeah, Bridges needed to. Yeah. Mikal Bridges needed. Yup, exactly. Cade balling. That team is built around him. Right. Mikal and Cam Johnson were balling in Brooklyn and not in. Right. You get what I'm saying? You have to go to a new team to shine. And it's the unfortunate truth. Sometimes you just have to leave. And I don't want Joel Embiid to leave, but at the same time, you got to move on. And I want him to do really good because I want Sixer fans to feel some type of way. I want Sixer fans to be like, damn, what if we would have just gave Joel Embiid 1 more or 2 more years in Philly? I want Joel Embiid to do so good and dominate the NBA so Sixer fans can regret it, including myself. I want this man to do good. I am cheering for Joel Embiid. I'm not a person that's going to be like, oh, man, forget Joel Embiid. He's not a Sixer no more. When AI left the Sixers, bro, I felt some type of way, bro. I was always cheering for AI. It's the same love that I got for Joel Embiid, bro. I'm not going to cheer against the bull unless he's going against the Sixers, but I want Sixer fans to regret that Joel Embiid has been traded, bro. And the only way they're going to regret it is if he does his thing and possibly wins the championship on another team. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I mean? Embiid is 31 years old, but his knees are on so. He said, what did he say? He said Joel Embiid. He said Embiid is 31 years old. And look, that's late prime, bro. That's late prime. Like, he just has so many injuries, bro. He said, but his knees are on social security, bro. Social security, bro. That's what's up, though, man. I mean, that's not what's up, but I'm thinking of social security. I'm thinking if the rumors are true, they say that social security might go up. People might get more money in their social security check. Congratulations if you're on social security. Congratulations if the rumors are true. We're just tired of the big fella getting hurt. It's so frustrating. Yeah, it is frustrating. People gave up on him, but I want Sixer fans to regret losing him. And I'm talking about myself too, because I'm a Sixer fan. So when he leaves and he dominates, oh yeah, that's the guy that was on our team. Yeah, the guy that's going to the free throw line that everybody hates him, go to the free throw line 20 times because can't nobody guard him when he's healthy. Yeah, that's the guy that was on our team. You know what I mean? So I think the perfect team, and I said this before, but I don't know if they have any draft picks. I don't think they're going to have any draft picks. I don't know. It's the Warriors, but I don't see how the Warriors can get Joel Embiid on the team unless it's like a 3-team trade. It has to be like a 3-4-team trade for Joel Embiid to somehow go to the West to the Warriors. Because I think he should go to the Warriors, man. With Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Green, that's the team I want to see Joel Embiid go on.